So, what 3 words would you use to describe your co-star? Nicely.
I'm still thinking about the songs. I'm like,
sorry.
I'm still stuck in there. I'm like,
there's that Huey Lewis and the power of love. Anthony and John's
Anthony, the Fistful of Love. That was my song.
Nice.
That was my song.
Thank you.
That was my song.
And with Emma, we were both I was so close to her initially, but that didn't mean that there weren't days that I showed up on set and I was like, I really don't like Emma today. Emma's behaving terribly. She's being a brat, and I don't want to do this. I don't want to be doing this right now, but it helped in the scene, I guess.
I just don't know what my favorite musical is. I've been to a couple of them, and I have such a good time always because it's like people are there and they're singing. Sorry.
Emma's such a vain character, and the clothes were so amazing that if I was wearing a coat that had a really incredible back, I would find myself delivering my lines kind of over the shoulder to show off the coat, because that's the sort of girl that Emma is. So it was a nice into the character. All I know is that it's apparently coming out now. So we will apparently see it in cinemas in April.
Anyone in set?
I give a lot of eye contact, but I think the person I couldn't have eye contact with was Josh O'Connor. I couldn't, I'd start laughing. I couldn't handle him in that outfit. It was too much for me.
Too ridiculous.
Were you trying to avoid?
Well, no, because I had to do the scene with him, and so I was just like, anytime I was just trying to steel myself to get through it and not embarrass myself, really.
I think
do my
it's,
job. I was just like, don't laugh, it's not funny. I'm a really big hugger. I wouldn't necessarily think it's a superstition, but I like to start my day off with a whole bunch of hugs. Like, okay, it's fine. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't have to wake up for 2 more hours. I'm good. I'm sweet. I can go back to sleep.
Look at this.
Can I eat a thing of popcorn? Is this edible popcorn?
It is edible popcorn.
Cool.
There's just no butter on it.
It's still delicious.
That's it. It's so we feel like we're at the movies, don't we?
And you have a very musical cast there with you on set. And I hear when you had breaks, you guys would break into song.
Yeah.
And we actually have a little tape of that. Let's check it out.
Oh gosh. Oh, this is us dancing to one of the songs that we put together. We had a lot of time, guys. It is really fun to be able to go to that depth of and come out of that. Yeah. It's a guttural growl place.
Yeah, I see it. You know, I see that.
Are you frightened of me right now?
Not at all.
You're pushing
just
back
a little.
Like this.
I'm just moving back in the seat just in case. I just have these flashes of you doing certain things in certain movies where I get like.
Oh my goodness! Have you seen Coco, the animated movie? It broke me in half, and I felt really guilty because there were all these kids around me and they were all kind of shedding one tear, and I was just being full-on drama queen, just hysterically sobbing. The movie ended and I was still I can't go on.
A science teacher and his wife struggle to survive a plague that causes those infected to commit suicide, only to discover that plants were killing people as punishment for global warming.
No, it's not.
No, really? Really? I thought we were going to wink at each other if it was incorrect.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know.
It is an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Yes, it's The Happening from 2008.
I'm just going to shoot myself.
Ooh.
Any book.
Thank you, Ben. I'm going to have to think about this one.
Okay, we have all the time in the world.
Yeah.
Yes,
call me in 3 days.
Yeah,
Any
what
book.
Is it?
Damn.
Any book. Yeah,
I don't know. I think it could be fun to do. So, for instance, the Hans Christian Andersen version of The Little Mermaid, the really dark one,
version of it.
I would love
No, I'm
to
getting
do that.
real.
You're so sneaky. My brain went somewhere else. There's something about being insane and I'm not going to change it or something like that. I'm not going to take this anymore. I've had enough.
Don't you know you're supposed to be the man? Not veiled in comparison to who you think I am. You always want to talk it through. I don't care. I always have to comfort you when I'm there. But that's what I need you to do, stroke my hair.
Your boy Kevin, aka sometimes the Beast, connected somehow to...
When James and I first started working together, we started to make memes of each other to prank each other, and my favorite one was I would just take all of the Mr. Tumnus pictures and just post them inside of his room. So I see that and I don't see the beast. I'm just like, oh, I trolled you really hard.
You had a scene, it's a very compelling scene where you had to have a kissing scene with them, and I know that you had trouble doing that scene because it was, I mean, you're dealing with such an intense actor, and you don't even know who he is at that moment.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, I don't think I had such a hard time with this scene, because I mean James. But I think he had a much harder time because he was playing a 9-year-old boy kissing me whilst my eyes were wide open and I was very clearly uncomfortable, and it's...
And then watching it happen in real life in front of your eyes, that's pretty spectacular. Like, you definitely go home and think, what did I just see? Number one, and number two, how am I so privileged to have been able to see what I've just seen? So that feels pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same question.
I've had enough.
You should be stronger than me. Can you give me clicks?
Clicks, I'll give you the clicks.
You should be... Wait. And especially last year, I made Emma, I had a day off. I made Edgar Wright's movie, I had a day off. And then I did a limited series for Netflix. And that finished December 23rd.
What are you, in 5 minutes, you're starting something else?
In March, yeah.
In March,
I'm starting
right.
something else in March.
Penny Lane from Almost Famous. Because she's awesome. You are home.
I have an English accent whenever I'm talking to my mum, but because it's not my first language, I tend to mimic the people I'm around, and it's really difficult to keep it together. And so I go to Ireland, and all of a sudden I'll start sounding Irish, and I'm like, no, 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 I'm not making fun of you, I'm just trying to keep my together.
I find that we get better posture sometimes as well.
Yes! But pretty much instantly after I was born, I went over to Argentina, where I spoke Castellano for the whole of my life. And then we moved over to England when the political situation got quite frightening. And then I refused to learn English because I wanted to go home.
The worst thing about acting is I don't really sleep. And I never have the same, like, timings as all of my friends. So I'm always, like, calling them at 3 o'clock in the morning, which makes me really popular, obviously.
And in my 6, 7-year-old brain, I was like, if I can't speak the same language as these people, maybe, like, my parents are definitely going to take me home. So that didn't work out, and I was very lonely. So I learned English.
Yeah, so that was it. No one was talking to you.
I needed to make
understand.
friends, so I started, I actually learned to speak English by reading the Harry Potter book.
It's surprisingly good, but it's good in character. I know that sounds crazy, but when it's actually myself, I have a terrible memory. Yeah, I think so. Challenge accepted.
So I was wearing heels for the first time because I had a party that I was trying to practice for, and this black car started following me. So I freaked out, picked up my dog and ran, and then a guy stuck his head out the window and said, "If you stop, you won't regret it," which is like every horror movie ever.
Yeah.
But I did stop, and it was the head of a modeling agency, and it all worked out, but I do not suggest that people stop if a car is following you.
Yeah.
I feel like just keep running.
Good public service announcement.
Yeah.
Do not stop, no matter.
It's a bit confusing. So I was born in the States, but then went straight over to Argentina, where all of my family is. Then we moved to London, and then I started acting, and I haven't stopped making movies. So I don't have a house yet, but I'm working on that. And then I only learned English when I was 8, because I was convinced that if I didn't speak the language in England, that I would have to go home. But that didn't work out. I had no friends, so I needed to learn the language pretty quickly. In America, people find it very hard to say my name. It's Anya.
Anya.
Anya, yeah. I'd say like aneurysm. I'm trying to find a nicer word.
Aneurysm. So that it's not Anya, it's
not
Anya.
It's not Anya. Yeah, no. It's Anya.
Everybody at home, there will be a quiz after this.
I've been so anxious about correcting people, and eventually I'm like, that's not my name.
Yes, I'm not going to respond to you unless I'm
Anya. Yeah, perfect.
Yes.
Oh, I can't stare, I can't make eye contact. I'm just like...
There are random moments where I'm just like, I need a break, and then I'm just like, Anya, you're doing everything you've ever wanted to do. Just get an extra night's sleep and wake up and keep going.
My favorite fictional character is Peter Pan. I just love him. And he can fly, and has like
a fairy as his best friend.
All of my siblings have no idea what I do. They're all just like, oh, you're, okay. Did you have fun? Cool. And then just sort of walk away. But my parents are very, very proud of me.
Well, they should be. Look at all this that's happening.
Thanks.
You know?
What is your go-to romantic ballad?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Johnny, do you have one? Oh gosh.
You think go on.
I'm thinking.
Sorry.
See, I'd go for Celine Dion. So,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Okay, that's
my
I get
usual
that.
go-to.
That's a good.
I'd probably go for like a piece of classical music, which sounds like
Yeah,
really
nice.
like ancient. But yeah, I'd go for like a piece of classical music. Or
That
something
sounds
like
good.
And then the movie ended, and it was almost like this veil was lifted from over my eyes, and I was like, I've been playing a psychopath for like a month and a half.
Kind of.
Oh, that was toxic. Like, I couldn't keep any of her jewelry. I had to take it all off.